This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in the featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.
You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Welcome one, welcome all to this online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com. And as you just heard, I'm your host, Stuart Smith. And we're joined today for the very first time by InterCore Energy Incorporated. They're traded under the ticker symbol ICOR, and we're joined by the advisor to the chairman today, Mr. Dan Robertson. Dan, how are you today?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're actually on your way to the airport, so we appreciate your time here at Small Cap Voice. For our listeners who may not be familiar with what you're doing there at InterCore Energy Incorporated yet, let's go ahead and educate them on the business model for the company. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you. InterCore Energy is a diversified holding company headquartered in New York with a focus on acquiring and developing new technologies in the field of clean energy, mining, and various related industries. To that aim, InterCore Energy has recently completed a reverse merger of SRG International. This merger has enabled InterCore to obtain a unique technology called ADS, or Alert Detection Software. The ADS system is designed around proprietary alert detection technologies that alert operators of their work activity capability based on real-time monitoring of their state of alertness. This methodology employs a unique approach for assessing sleepiness and low alertness levels via observed behavior in the real-world working environment. As you can imagine, this technology can be used across numerous industries to not only improve efficiency, but also to help employers or insurers mitigate loss.
Yeah, absolutely. I would assume that one of the biggest synergistic markets for this ADS software would be the mass transit transportation market, you know, the 18-wheelers, the big rigs that we know are spending so much time going point to point. Any thoughts on that market size or the market size for ADS software in general?
This software has various uses. It's not only useful for machine operators, people working in laboratories. This software enables prompt alertness of sleepiness, drowsiness. It can even detect substances that the driver of a vehicle may have taken up to 2 hours before sleep is imminent.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is amazing. I mean, this is a groundbreaking, what they would call disruptive technology, disruptive in the good way. I mean, obviously, here in America and around the world, vehicles cause so much damage, as well as you just pointed out, the machinists, the people working in factories. We are pushing people harder every day for higher productivity. This will actually assist in the efficiency of these people, I would assume, as well, because if you are monitored and you say, hey, look, you're not alert, go grab yourself a coffee, maybe take a 20-minute break, we'll bring you back, that's going to actually increase production through efficiency, I would assume.
Absolutely. It also, for use with insurance companies, if this product was implemented by insurance companies alone, it would mitigate a substantial amount of loss based on drivers falling asleep behind the wheel.
Well, now this press release was announced back on the 22nd of February. InterCore Energy completes merger and integration of SRG Incorporated. InterCore is a publicly traded company, as we pointed out at the intro. It's a private equity firm with a focus on clean tech and energy investment opportunities. So I'm assuming there are other potential subsidiaries, mergers, acquisitions in the pipeline for this company. Talk to me a little bit about InterCore's approach to the rest of 2013.
The approach for the rest of 2013, in the coming year, InterCore plans to continue its capitalization of their current momentum by aggressively acquiring important technologies and assets to improve shareholder value. The company has assembled an investment committee for acquisitions of targeted businesses and technologies that meet InterCore's strict investment guidelines, similar to what you may expect from a fund or a trust.
Very good, and to that end, you've also expanded your R&D efforts with a new facility in Canada. Talk to me a little bit about this. This is a massive facility, 14,000 square feet. What will this be used for?
This is research and development. It will also house employees and equipment, and it's a breakthrough for InterCore. We now have the research and development facilities to actually expand on the products and technologies that we currently have, looking for releasing various other products which will be named later, 2013 and 2014.
Well, just by you being on this show, it talks to the approach that the company's taking as far as getting its story out to the investing audience. And I also see here in this press release, you're working with Park Lane Capital LLC, and they'll be providing ongoing support for the growth of the company. Well, and that's, Dan, I'd like to ask you now a little bit about the management that shapes up InterCore. We can talk about Claude, of course, the CEO, but if you would, tell us about the team there at InterCore.
Claude Brune is President and Chief Executive Officer of SRG. Claude has a significant experience in consumer and business services industries with a strong focus on business development and value creation in all aspects of technology fields. Daniel Beecham was Division Director between 1998 and 2012 for Investors Group and acted as a financial securities advisor. Mrs. Beecham served for 9 years as a Managing Director and Deputy Director for Consumer Credit in the Corporate Investment Banking Group.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the company's history to date. I'm looking at the company through its filings. Obviously, this is a fairly young company. Tell me a little bit about what went on in 2012 to get you to the point here where you're launching aggressively here in 2013.
2012 was really a year for InterCore Energy to align its acquisitions, specifically the acquisition of SRG, and looking to acquire other technologies that are available to us. 2012, the last 2 quarters of 2012 were really, InterCore Energy had really been focused on ensuring that the merger of SRG International had been completed. InterCore Energy had been evaluating the technologies that SRG has as assets, and really just structuring the future potential earnings for shareholders based on those technologies. 2012 was really focused on and around the SRG merger.
And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but let's go over the goals for the company for the remainder of 2013 one more time. Obviously, enhancing shareholder value is a big goal for the company. You'll do that through, I know now, SRG. That's going to be a big focus for the company. Any other endeavors that you can speak to right now here at SmallCapVoice.com about the goals for the company in 2013?
Yeah, in the coming year, InterCore plans to continue to capitalize on their current momentum by aggressively acquiring important technologies and assets to improve shareholder value. There are other technologies that will be released on the market. They will be released in further announcements over the next coming year. We're specifically looking into mining. We have some technology available to us that is still in R&D phase, but it will be specifically towards mining precious metals, a clean way of retrieving and processing those metals without such a negative impact on the environment.
Very good. Well, once again, listeners, we are speaking with Dan Robertson. He's advisor to the chairman for InterCore Energy Incorporated. If you'd like to learn more about this company, you can do so at their website, InterCoreEnergy.com. But really all you need to know is that ticker symbol ICOR, or just visit us here at SmallCapVoice.com. We've got plenty of information, recent quotes and filings for the company, all available at the click of a mouse. Well, Dan, thank you so much for your time here today at SmallCapVoice.com. It really looks like we're speaking to your company at the right time. Listeners, as Dan pointed out, they spent 2012 getting ready for 2013, and so far they've already put out strong press releases here in 2013, and it sounds like there's a lot more on the plate. So take a look at the press wire for ICOR, or just check in with us here at SmallCapVoice.com. We'll give you everything to keep you in the know with what's happening with the company, InterCore Energy Incorporated. Thanks so much, Dan.
Thank you very much.
All right, for Dan Robertson, this is Stuart Smith of SmallCapVoice.com saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com.